Hi everybody, I'm DJ Foster here with Grand Valley State head football coach Matt Mitchell as the Lakers are starting their spring season. Mitch, this is your 7th practice. You've had 6 practices already here in the spring season. What have you got out of the guys so far this early on in the year?
Well, I think we're showing up ready to practice every day. Our execution is not quite there. We've still been every day attempting to try to get better at the execution, especially on the offensive side of the ball where that's critical, getting a little bit more consistency. It has been nice to have some returning quarterback. In fact, all 3 of our quarterbacks are taking reps right now. Have been returning guys, and a lot of our skill guys, both the running back and wide receiver position, bear offense. With a couple guys being out due to part-time semesters and/or injury, some younger guys who haven't been filling some holes up front, and so a lot of times things don't go as clean if you're not getting it done up front. So we're continuing to work and get better with our offensive linemen.
What have you seen from your team in workouts and lifting in the practices? I mean, you've had 6 practices, but you've obviously been lifting and working out all winter long. What have you seen some positives so far?
I think our group in general has just kind of showed up to work, shut their mouths, and gotten after it. So I've been impressed with the intensity of workouts and what we're trying to do, which allows us as coaches then to focus on trying to get better at individual techniques and get better at how they fit within our schemes, the execution, offense, defense. So we're not having to fight any of our team. We have a very hungry team that's wanting to get out and get better every day. It's one of those things that we have to keep putting in the time and watching the tape and keep improving day to day so we can hopefully ultimately reach our potential, and that's what we're working towards.
Obviously, 2012 is a new year. How much talk is there about 2011, about the way the season ended? Obviously, it ended on a high note with the 7 straight wins, but no playoff berth for the first time in a while. Is there any talk about that? Is that a motivating factor between you guys or the players?
I think the only talk we've ever had about that is to go back and look at some of those games where we did not execute well enough. Little things like ball security, missing blocks, missing tackleage, not good coverage, and then sometimes the bigger things that also broke down too, not knowing what routes we're running, stuff like that. So the only context that we've really addressed 2011 in is learning from our mistakes that we made and getting those things cleaned up heading into 2012. I don't think that this is a crew that's, we're coming out here every practice thinking about 2011. To a certain extent, as a coaching staff, we've turned the page. We want to focus on 2012. I don't want to, relive the bad stuff or have them rested on the 7-game win streak at the end either. We want to continue to move forward, and the only reason it matters is if they ever forget where they're at and what they need to get done.
The seniors from last year's team are obviously gone, but you have a bunch of upperclassmen and a lot of veterans returning. Who are you kind of looking forward to be leaders this year?
I think on the offensive side of the ball, I've been impressed through January, February, and March. Andrew Biedenbender has been a returning lineman as a senior offensive guy that's really come in. He's leading our team both through his example and through being a vocal voice. Charles Johnson has had a great offseason. He's really showed up to work, and he had a great offseason January, February, and you're seeing some of those things pass over into March. So he's a little bit one that leads more by example than maybe necessarily his voice. Defensive side of the ball, Jared Cox is another senior leading by example every day. So, there's a lot of guys, though, and I stress this, especially on the defensive side of the ball. Really, Jared Cox is the only guy practicing with us right now due to just some different circumstances to the other seniors. We have a ton of juniors that are out there. Luther Ware and Sam Power and Jordan Kaufman, Charles Hill, Reggie Williams, Mike Hatcher. I go through a lot. So almost our senior class on defense is guys that are going to be juniors. And we've tried to stress upon them. They're the guys that have to step up. They're not freshmen or sophomores anymore. They're returning upperclassmen. They got to start making some plays.
What young guys? Obviously, spring's a time for young guys to step up and kind of make a name for themselves. What young guys will make a household name of themselves by the end of the spring?
To be honest with you, hard to tell. We're only 7 practices in. A lot of these guys are drinking the water out of the fire hose, and it's hard for me to get a great evaluation because they're making a ton of mistakes. And so for me to say this is a guy that's going to really be helping us in 2012, I'm not at that point yet. I don't think any of our coaches are at that point yet because they're not playing well enough to be impact players at this point. So I'm not saying we don't have any younger players that could help us. They're a long ways from doing that because they're still learning what's going on.
You're not an architect, you're not a construction worker, but you're head football coach. What do you think about the renovations, and how excited are you for those to get done?
Excited, and I think it's exciting for our players. They come out of the locker room every day. They're coming to practice. They're seeing the progress that's being made. I think some of our guys are envisioning themselves in Lubber Stadium and the new things and what's going to happen, and we're looking for that home opener. We don't want to look too far ahead because we've got a lot of work to do
Sure.
and head up into Western Oregon, but I think just that helps a little bit with the 2011 season 12 too. We're moving on to 12. We got a bunch of stuff going on. We're moving forward. We got some guys coming back. We got some new guys. We're really building towards the future, and I think the construction process is a tangible evidence of that while we're doing a little bit of stuff behind the sines to build our squad for 2012.
Real quick, tell us about a change of scenery for the spring game this year.
Yeah, we're going to be heading downtown and playing at a Houseman Field, so it'll be a 6 p.m. start at Houseman Field. We're going to structure it a little bit different. The first half we're going to kind of run as a practice, and so in years past around here, some of our top-end players that are returning have not played a ton of spring game, but we're going to play some of those guys at the beginning of the deal. So it'll be our first offense and first defense at the beginning of the thing. And then as we progress further, we're going to get more into a scrimmage-like atmosphere atmosphere and environment towards the latter half of the game itself and get some younger guys out there running around, hitting, doing some things. So I think it'll be a little bit different format to be good for the fans because they'll be able to span the, guys are coming back like a Heath Parling and a Charles Johnson. Some of these Jared Cox coming back. We'll be out there getting some reps early, and then we'll start transitioning and get a little more of our younger guys more work.
All right. Thanks, Mitch. Appreciate it.
All right. Thank you.
We're here with sophomore defensive lineman Matt Judon. Matt, after not making the playoffs last season, has that been kind of a motivating factor for you guys in practice so far?
Yeah, we were pretty disappointed. Tradition is we make the playoffs and actually win games around here. So we're trying to bring that tradition back, and the defense has been looking strong. So yeah, we're pretty motivated by not making the playoffs.
You're a defensive lineman. How do you think the D-line has progressed in these first few practices of the spring season?
We got a lot of young guys coming on. I'm young myself actually, so we got a lot of young guys coming up and trying to fill in spots where where it's needed, and we have a couple older guys, as in Brandon Allen, Ricky Thomas, and Ryan Pettis, that they're veterans here, so they know the system, and so they're not practicing right now, but we can rely on them when the season starts.
Being a young guy, what do you try and get out of these spring practices? What are your coaches trying to get out of you guys?
We trying to really learn the system, learn what we got to do, learn the pass rushes for a defensive line like me. I learn how to pass rush, learn the down and distance, and what if it's a run or is a pass. So it's more about getting the feel of football back into you before you jump into the summer, and then you obviously got that break for a long time, and then you jump right into fall.
You guys are obviously in the turf building now, but come back August, September, you'll be in the new Lubber Stadium. How excited are you guys about that?
I'm pretty excited. We walk by it every day, just look at the renovations, and I mean, right now it doesn't look too spectacular, but from the pictures I saw, it looks like it's going to be a nice stadium.
Thanks a lot, Matt. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
We're here with starting quarterback Heath Parling, a sophomore who will be a junior starting in the season of 2012. Heath, your first few practices of the spring semester, what have you guys gotten accomplished so far on the offensive side?
We're still a work in progress, no doubt. We're trying to get the little things pieced up here and there. We're trying to get younger guys some reps. So all around, we're working with our whole offensive game, and so really it's hard to pinpoint one specific thing, but really just trying to tune up the offense for the fall.
This has been your first spring as the guaranteed, no doubt starter going into the fall season. Any more pressure on you? What are you trying to get out of the guys as one of the unquestioned leaders on this team?
I don't think it's any more pressure. I mean, I still have to go in there and work my butt off every day. Nothing's ever promised to you, especially in this program. We got so many talented guys, especially at the quarterback position, that I know I still got to go in there and work my hardest every day. So I don't feel any added pressure or anything like that, but I think I do need to become more of a vocal leader, maybe step up in that aspect of the game. But other than that, it's pretty much the same.
You guys started off the year 1-3 last year. You won your final 7 games. Obviously, a lot of momentum going into the offseason. Has that carried over into offseason workouts? Has the motivating factor of not making the playoffs been in your guys' mindset?
Obviously, we don't forget about last season. It wasn't what any of us expected, but 2012 is a new year, and we're really trying to approach it like that. Coach Mitch said we're done talking about 2011. It's done. It's over. We can't change it. We're not happy about it, but there's nothing we can do now. So I really wouldn't say anything's carried over, momentum, anger, nothing like that. We're just kind of trying to start over and work towards 2012.
With the seniors, last year's seniors being gone already, you're obviously one of the leaders on the offense. Who else are you looking forward to on the offense to be a leader along with yourself?
On the offensive side of the ball, we actually have quite a few seniors who will step up and give us leadership. To name a few, Charles Johnson, Israel Woolfor, Norman Shuford when he gets back. On the O-line, we have Andrew Beatabender, Dom Kandari, who are getting some reps right now. And then you got guys coming back from injury, Matt Armstrong. You got Timmy Lolito. And I could go on and on. So on the offensive side of the ball, we're actually pretty deep with on the seniors. So that's going to help, but I mean, obviously that doesn't guarantee anything. We still have to go out there and work. So,
how excited are you going to be when open up that new stadium in September against Notre Dame College?
I'm pumped. I mean, I'm pumped right now just to be out here getting ready to practice right now. So I can only imagine how nice that stadium is going to be when it's finally finished. So I can't wait.
Thanks a lot, Heath. Appreciate it.
Thank you.